Hey guys, Marty here. Welcome back to Snappy Videos. So it's been a long time since I've uploaded anything in this series. It's all been recorded, I just haven't had the time to edit it all and upload it. To save me uploading a couple of episodes and then running into some issues, I've decided to cram everything into one massive final episode. So sit back, grab your digital popcorn, cause you're in for an action-packed, adventure-filled finale to my 10 years in Digimon World 1 series. If you're new to this series, go back and watch this playlist first to catch up. Otherwise, let's dive in. So in our last episode, we lost our trusty Digimon, Nuts. Rest in peace, you big guy. Since we lost Nuts, we now have our new Digimon, Elbow. It's year 3 and time to train Elbow to be our next killer Digimon. We hit the gym and worked on our health stat. Took a squirty poopy and went back to the gym. After pumping iron for a while, Elbow digivolved into Koromon. Then we did what we do best. We trained and then took a big shit. I took Elbow to the clinic for a rest with Centuromon. Elbow chewed on some chunky meat and we set back out to continue training. And it wasn't long before he blasted a massive turd next to a rooster. I fed our little guy a carrot to help him with his training and continued raising his offense stat. He did a flip and had another sleep, only to arise and continue training. After countless training and shits, he digivolved into Agumon and fell asleep basically straight away. His stats looked okay, but I did notice his virus meter was getting rather high. Hopefully he doesn't digivolve into a poop monster. I really don't want to have to sneak into Trash Mountain, especially with such a weak, shitty Digimon. No offense, Sukamon and Numamon, you stupid Digimon. We continued training and did what I consider a massive shit for such a small dinosaur. Vegemon gave us some meat and then we continued training. I was returning to the gym from the item shop when Elbow decided to do a shit on the floor. Come on mate, what is this? You know better. I wanted to rub his face in it, but I just couldn't work out the button combination to do so. We smashed out a load more training, ate, shit, and trained. We trained so hard we actually had to go to the doctor. Then we continued training, went back to our old Dr. Horseman thing, rested again, and upon waking from his slumber, Elbow thought he had to shit. But it turned out he was digivolving, and Elbow digivolved, and he's now Tyrannomon. I took him to the gym to make him the most badass digital dino you ever did see. Then he did a Dinosaurus Shitosaurus before we went back out to fight the locals. Our first battle was interesting. We missed our first 2 attacks, but when he eventually did hit him, we killed him in our first hit. I decided that after our poor and slow performance that we needed to train our speed quite a lot. So I made our slow Elbow do some running. Oh, and a shit! We set out to the tropical jungle. I was certain that we were going to be able to get ourselves Piximon today. I went up and down at least 7,000 times trying to make him spawn, but he still didn't appear. Eventually, I gave up and went back to the city. Spoke to Digimon, who said that we now had a 50 prosperity rating, which means we can now go into Mount Infinity and finish the main part of the game. I was annoyed, so I decided to venture out and get some items from the big frog in the swamp so I could take on Edamon. I knew it would be tough, and I honestly didn't know if Elbow would be strong enough to take him on. We battled loads of Digimon on the way to get extra money and increase our stats. We got to the frog and stocked up. Then we returned to the city. I stocked up at the shop on everything I could afford, preparing for this battle. We trained a lot more at the gym, increasing Elbow's stats to hopefully be enough to take on this monkey. We set out through the forest and ended up at the gates to the monkey's house, where he jumped on us and the battle had begun. It was crazy. He knocked a large chunk of health off initially, but I straight away threw some healing items at Elbow to try and recover. It was hit for hit, but his hits were doing way more than ours. With a steady stream of healing items, we were actually looking pretty good. He was down to 4,000 health and I still had loads of items. He charged up a special attack and took off 2,000 health. Bloody hell. We did ours and took off almost the same. I healed up and we continued taking a beating and giving a slightly smaller beating back. Things were looking even better than I thought. He was on 1,500 health. I recovered some MP and health and we had him at 800 health. This could be it. We might actually have him. But he charged up a massive special attack and he hit us. But we weren't down just yet. I healed Elbow and he landed the finishing blow with that special attack. We did it. We defeated the onesie monkey. He paid us the big bucks and joined the city. Because we were so awesome, we took on a Gaboromon on the way back to the city. Digimon told me how Edamon is opening up a cool shop, but it sounds suspicious. After a great win against Edamon, I thought it'd be time to test Mount Infinity. Elbow was pretty tough, so maybe we can beat the game. I went and saw Agumon at the item bank and picked up a couple of extra items, before smashing some training to bring this dirty dino up to strength to take on the battles ahead. We trained for quite a while. Then, we did it. We went to Mount Infinity. I really like the music in there. I struggled really hard to try and get this item without the Digimon fighting me. I mean, like, really hard. For a while. But then he attacked. Elbow smashed into him, but was turned into a virtual pet. I had a nice amount of items, so I wasn't too worried. The battle raged on for a while, and this guy wasn't taking very much damage. I lined up a special attack and finished him off. The first battle down, and that, honestly, was pretty easy. I ended up going back and getting the Omni Disc from the item machine. While I was feeding my Elbow, another enemy attacked. It was back to it. I didn't realize how much I needed to recover Elbow. It was a race against the clock to throw enough items to this guy so he didn't land the fatal blow. I managed to get his stats back up, but I was kind of worried that we were going to develop Tennis Elbow from all of this throwing. Elbow landed a special attack to finish him. Not that we needed to use a special attack as he had under 200 health left. Then, Elbow dropped a massive turd burger on the digital deck. Come on man, what is this? It's Mount Infinity, dude. Don't shit here. No, bad Digimon. Bad. We continued on and tried to avoid some grumpy looking Digimon, but we had to take them on. So we charged and two of them ran off, like little chickens. Elbow smashed the last one pretty quickly and we continued on to the next floor. There were even more tough Digimon. We took on a fake Angemon and a Gurumon at the same time. Considering there were two tough Digimon fighting us, we actually were doing pretty well, but I was running out of items. We took down Gurumon, and then we moved on to Captain Angel Ears. Elbow got a little confused and ran a 500 meter race around the place. Then landed a special attack, almost killing this guy. Almost. But instead we confused him, and we had a bit of trouble biting him as he kept running away from us, confused. Eventually, we got him, and he died right on top of Gurumon. Way to pile him up, Elbow, good job. We wandered into the next floor, but decided we need to get out of here. We don't have enough items. We need a slightly stronger Digimon. Maybe an ultimate, and a digital buttload more items. I took Elbow for heaps of training. Then we went to the shop to stock up on items. Then, back to Mount Infinity, but this time, my plan was to make loads of money to help raise my next Digimon. Since Elbow is starting to age, and wouldn't be with us much longer. We walked in and we were attacked by 3 Digimon at once. The stupid enemy Digimon kept using his attack that hurt me, but it also hurt his mates. Some friend he is. Pretty soon we were down to 1 enemy left, and it didn't take long for Elbow to take him down. We went and stocked up on more items at the shop, and then set out to recruit ourselves another Digimon while Elbow still had some life left in his Dinosaurus Skullosaurus. We went through the forest and cut through a drill tunnel, avoiding any Digimon along the way. Oh, wait on. Nah, scratch that, we ran into one. And his mate. Elbow was way stronger than these guys though, and after he came back from being a virtual pet, he destroyed Mrs. Plant and quickly attacked Mr. Skull. This was actually good as it gave us a bit extra cash. I then avoided a charging zebra, and ran into the best thing with stripes, a Gabumon. The Zebra saw us about to throw down and trotted off. Elbow obliterated Gabumon, and we continued on to try to find the next Digimon I want to recruit. Shit, a bloody rooster. All good, he didn't get us. Then, we finally made it. We found a scared Patamon being mugged by a goblin, with a bone. We sorted that out and met Leomon, who walked off. Come back here, monkey man. I followed him and considered pulling his tail, but he started talking to us, so I scratched that idea. Maybe later. He told me about an item he was looking for, that his ancestors left. I offered to find it if I could pull his tail, but he said no. So we set off to look for this monkey item anyway, in the hopes that he might change his mind. I just want to see what happens if we yank on it, you know? We wandered in a drill tunnel, and found the Leomon ancestor Caveruni. I took the tablet, but apparently couldn't understand it. So I wasn't thinking straight, and I accidentally tried to make Elbow eat the tablet, but luckily, he refused. We called it a night and had a nap in the cave. On the way back to find Leomon, we hit a slight snag. Elbow, our red dinosaur with a ferocious attitude, choked on a grape and died. Well, there goes our digital recruiting plan and pulling Leomon's tail. I'm sure he would have let me. Maybe. I'm just gonna pull it anyway. Let's go pull it. But this wasn't actually all that bad, because now I can start working on getting my ultimate level Digimon to take on Mount Infinity. We chose ourselves a new egg. This time, our boss dog of a Digimon, he's going to be called Pete. Pete is going to be our ultimate form Digimon, and he's going to kick some ass in Mount Infinity. We kicked off with a boatload of training to get Pete ready for battle. He attacked a rock, and then wanted to fall asleep and take a shit at the exact same time. The next day, something bad happened. He turned into a poop monster! Pete was now Sukamon. This was both good and bad. It was good because it's better this happened now than in Mount Infinity, and bad because, damn it Pete, Now we have to go to Trash Mountain. Didn't want to go here. I trained our digital turd for a bit, so that way it was ready to make the journey. I didn't want Pete to die on the way to Trash Mountain before being turned back into Botamon. After a load of training, we set out for our adventure towards Trash Mountain. Bloody hell, I really didn't want to go here. I took on the first Digimon we saw to test him out. He attacked by farting on the other Digimon, then got turned into a V-Pet and actually landed a couple of attacks. I decided to run away because this was going to take way too long. The best plan here is to avoid everything. We got all the way through to the foot of Mount Panorama without getting into a battle. I snuck past Mr. Drillface and Evil Patamon, past more Mr. Drillfaces, and past some Gabumon. We were here, Trash Mountain. Man, I hate this place. We accidentally ran into the Gabumon at the door. I ran, there was no way we could win this. Second time's a charm, maybe. We got past the first Digimon, then the second, and I bloody got stuck on the wall and ran into the third Digimon. Let's try that again. First Digimon, second, third, and we're in. I went and spoke to the big cheese and asked for my Digimon to no longer be a shit. He wasn't happy about it, but did a fat man dance, jiggled his belly, and bam, we had Botamon back. Pete, let's train harder than ever before. And don't turn to a shit, I hate Trash Mountain. Please, Pete. We went back to the city, Digivolved into Koromon, trained, pooped, trained some more, and then Digivolved into Agumon. But we aren't done yet. We kept training. We trained really hard, his stats were getting better. We still had a long way to go though before we could take on this mountain. I took Pete out for some battles to get him ready to Digivolve. Our first fight was against a caterpillar worm thing. Pete hit him 4 times really quickly and defeated him without even taking a hit. This is a sign of good things to come, I hope. We took on a couple more battles, then went fishing. Why am I fishing, you ask? Well, training is going to get his stats up, but I have another way of doing this. I fished for ages, went back and got some more meat for bait and fished again. I'm going to use this meat to get fish, which we're going to sell for a lot of money, and then use that money to buy some chips to power up Pete to the moon. I went back for a spot of training, and Pete Digivolved. He's now starting to look like a real Pete. But we still have to get him one more stage higher if we want to destroy Mount Infinity. It was time to sell these fish. We walked through the jungle and on our way to Freezeland, but we got into a fight with a dragonfly. Actually, I wouldn't really call it a fight. Pete killed him in one shot. We got to Freezeland without any more fighting, and we made our way to our snow monster looking friend to trade Digi-Anchovies for S-Speed discs. After what felt like forever, trading one at a time, we used an autopilot to get back to the city. I said we used an autopilot to get back to the city. Thanks, Pete. Making me look like an idiot. We got back and went straight to the shop. I sold all the speed discs, which gave us a bajillion dollar-roonies. Well, like 40,000 actually. I stocked up on a couple of things, like autopilots, porta potties, and meat for fishing. We still had some money left over, so I spent it on recovery items. We'll need them later anyway. We can catch more fish and make some more money soon. We did some more training, then we went fishing for ages. I had like 50 meat, so we're gonna catch a load of fish. Because we were digital millionaires now, I took the Berger transport to Freezeland and repeated what we did before, trading fish to Bigfoot, then sold those items at the shop. Except this time I used the money to buy a load of Digimon cards. I was there for like ages. 41,000 digital bucks gets you a lot of Digimon cards. Just saying. I took all these cards to the swamp to see Lord Fatso and traded him some cards. I gave him all the cards I got and only had enough for one chip. We're gonna need to do a lot more fishing. I took an autopilot and got back to the city. I stocked up on all the meat I could afford and went to the lake. I caught fish, after fish, after fish, after this little thing that swims in the water, after fish. Then spoke to Bigfoot and traded them. Back to the item shop I went and got myself some money. This trick is pretty cool to get a lot of money, but just takes a while. This time, I ended up with over 200,000 digital bucks. I realized at this point that I could just buy medium recoveries and trade them instead of going fishing. I took a ride on Moltres out to Freezeland and traded the medium recoveries to Bigfoot again. Then we took the autopilot back to the city, sold the S defense discs for a ridiculous amount of money. I went and spent that money on Digimon cards and set out to see Lord Fatso again. I traded him lots of cards and managed to get myself heaps of chips. Not just one this time. Mostly MP and defense chips. This will allow us to get the ultimate Digimon I want. I then stacked up on some other useful chips. I decided at this point I may have accidentally kept Pete alive too long and missed the window of opportunity to evolve into Ultimate. So I kept the chips for when he passes away. Don't tell him, I honestly haven't broken the news to him yet. We went and wasted some time training. And then Pete kicked the digital bucket. Our new Digimon was born, and his name was... I honestly struggled with his name for ages. And then I came up with Timmy. Guys, welcome Timmy to the family. This is the Digimon who is going to defeat the game. For real this time. I started training him. He quickly digivolved to Tokamon and then to Patamon. I trained up Patamon to Digivolve into the champion form that will lead us to the ultimate Digimon I want. Timmy, you're gonna be big someday, buddy. I continued to train Timmy's little brain. He wasn't dumb, he just wasn't smart enough yet. Then, it happened. He started to panic. Bam! We got Angemon. Now we're talking. We have this beast of a Digimon who is going to Digivolve into an ultimate and destroy this mountain. I hope. I decided now was the time for Timmy to get on the roids. I fed him full of all the chips we fished so hard earlier to get. We continued training him to make him into a badass, but to be honest, I was already pretty close to the stats we needed. Have you guys ever seen an angel do a poo? Well, now you have. Thank me in the comments below, and smash the like button for respect for Timmy, for the job he's about to do for us. It's going to be a challenge for him. Just go and tap that like button. We spent a lot of time training, pooping, and then set out to fight some locals. It's so good having a high brain stat. You get so many different orders in battle. We took down Digimon, after Digimon, after Digimon, and then another Digimon after that. We even did a squirty shit in the bush toilet. Then took on a vegetable in the bushes. Timmy hit him with his rhythm stick, and we continued fighting all of the locals. We battled so many Digimon. I was beginning to think we might actually have none left. Oh, wait on. Bush poop. We went back and trained some more at the gym, and then the screen went black. Timmy! He digivolved into Andromon. Timmy, the robot, is here. We're ready now, team. We have an ultimate level Digimon. I trained some of his stats up a little more so we can maximize our damage. I changed some of Timmy's attacks around to be more effective in battle and rearranged my items. I checked Timmy's stats. And was I happy? Well, yeah, I was. And now that I'm digital rich, we should be sweet. I stocked up on so many items. Just listen to Timmy walk. This guy has some heavy feet. I spoke to Vegemon for what felt like it could be the last time. This was scary. I was about to wander into a mountain of doom with a robot named Timmy. Nothing about this makes any sense. I was beginning to question all of my life's choices up until this point. I was worried. Timmy was worried. Not really, he's a robot. Robots don't get worried. We stepped into Mount Infinity and straight into a fight. Luckily, one-on-one. I used a few recovery items while Timmy was frozen, and he struck back, destroying his enemy. We continued on and got into another battle. Then, went to the next level, collecting an item and trying to avoid some Digimon. This way, we can save some items for the boss battle. I just managed to avoid the Garurumon and made it to the next floor. Then, an army of angels, and they came right at us. But I got around them, because I'm smart. Ah shit, Garurumons. It was time to test Timmy out. 2 Garurumon versus Timmy, the robot. There was a lot of ice thrown around. We were frozen a couple of times, but snapped out of it and managed to land a couple of good attacks. It was harder having 2 of them constantly attacking me. Trying to find an opening was really hard. I lined up a special attack, and even though there were 2 of them, Timmy managed to do it. We hit both of them at once. But just when things were looking good, Timmy became confused and marched around like a bloody weirdo. He came back too and was frozen, again, and again. The Ice Storm finished off one of the Garurumon. Then Timmy sorted out the other one while I threw him a recovery item. Well, onto the next floor. More Digimon. This place is going on forever. We took on 2 of these badasses. Timmy had this super sick attack that threw electronics parts in a circle around him, hitting both enemies at once. While one of the Digimon was wandering around confused, this gave Timmy the perfect opportunity to pick on the other one. And it paid off because we nearly killed him. Timmy continued throwing electronics parts, finished off one of the enemies, then lined up a special attack, and chopped into the other. We were doing well. Timmy was going crazy, landing attack after attack and really wearing this guy down. And then, we got him. I found another item, but decided not to go near this because I didn't really want another battle. We went to the next floor and found Devimon. He talked to us for a bit and then we had a fight. This was it, the first boss battle, and it's gonna be huge. This guy has nearly 7,000 health, but that didn't stop Timmy. He was throwing attacks at Devimon. Devimon was hitting us, but not doing as much damage as I thought, to be honest. We managed to freeze him for a moment and landed a couple of not too bad attacks. The battle raged on and I continued throwing recovery items at Timmy. Unfortunately, Timmy was frozen and Devimon landed some good attacks. But we came out into a special attack and landed 1100 damage. Not bad, but not great. We had him down to 3600 health. Timmy threw electronics parts at him, but it somehow missed. I was throwing loads of recovery items, but we still had so many left. This battle was going really well. We lined up another special attack when he only had 2500 health left. We did another 1100 damage, but he had frozen us again. Timmy jumped on him, but Devimon jumped back at us. and we were frozen again. This was getting annoying. We needed to end this and not keep getting frozen. After a massive battle, we confused Digimon, chased him around, and landed a special attack to win the battle. No way! Timmy and I had won the battle. This was amazing. We are so close to having this in the bag. Digimon then told us he didn't want someone to rule over him and we were his only hope. We were on to the next boss. Time to do this thing, Timmy. I rearranged our items as I knew this next battle was going to be much harder. We got into a battle with a low-life scum Digimon. Mate, we just defeated the Big Daddy. You're nothing to us. And Timmy proved that by destroying him surprisingly easily. We took on another one of these bastards. I won't bore you with the details. The battle started. Timmy beat the living Diginus out of him and we were on to the next floor. After a quick snack. I avoided the Digimon on the next floor, but on the floor after that, another one got us. It was again another reasonably quick battle with nothing too exciting happening. This was it. It's Megadramon. We were in trouble now. This is a serious battle. Timmy, get your fighting boots on, mate. We're doing this. The battle started and we managed to get him confused. Timmy chased him around the map trying to land a couple of hits. Timmy ended up jumping onto the ground and then getting hit a couple of times by this big guy. We went into a crazy different dimension for a moment while we were being attacked. A little weird, but I'm okay with it. I kept spamming recovery items, then lined up a special attack doing 1100 damage. We had him down about 3,500 health and we were doing pretty good. We confused him again and Timmy chased him around throwing spare parts at him. His health was getting low now. This was looking good. We were doing so well. We threw more spare parts and he was down to 1,300 health and we charged up a special attack doing 1,000 damage. This is it. He took us into some weird dimension but we killed him there. We learned a move at the end of the battle as well. Megadramon ran away like a little bitch and we took the spoils of war. I went around the corner and up to the next floor. This floor looked different. Could this be the end? We found Middle Greymon, who wanted to have his ass kicked by us. Well, that's not exactly what he said, but I'm paraphrasing. He had close to 9,000 health, but Timmy didn't care. He was a robot man. We were hit with so much fire, constantly. But then we managed to get a special attack in on him and do 1,100 damage. Then Middle Greymon froze, a perfect chance to land some hits. This battle actually seemed to be pretty easy, it just took us a lot of items. He froze us and then caused a big circle of fire to damage Timmy. I still had a load of items, so we were alright. Middle Greymon was confused. We lined up a special attack and bam, he only had 1,600 health left. This guy is going down. He lined up a special attack and shot a bajillion missiles at us, which didn't actually do as much damage as I thought it would. We pretty quickly defeated him after that. He regained his senses and said if we beat the boss, he might consider joining us. I gave the chips we found to Timmy, fed him a porta potty, and we moved on. The music was pretty crazy in the next room. We met Analogmon, who wasn't too happy that we ruined his plans to take over the net world. We talked for a bit, and then he summoned Machinedramon to fight for him. The cutscene was actually pretty cool. The sound effects were a little annoying though. This guy is bloody big, and he has over 9,000 health. He was throwing attacks like crazy, but we managed to confuse him and land a couple of attacks ourselves. It was a back and forth fight, with Timmy punching him in the robot dragon ass. We were frozen, but I wanted to do a special attack. I lined it up, we were ready, but he shot us with a load of rockets. Machinedramon hit us with a special attack, which to be honest was a lot weaker than I would have thought. We confused this hunk of dragon metal again, and Timmy chased him around the map. He king hit Timmy and then shot us with missiles. He still had 5,000 health left. This is gonna be a long battle. I had another special attack ready. Will it work? His back was turned. We charged it up and bam, 1,100 damage. Yes, that's better. I was happy with that. He then hit us with his special attack. We managed to get in a heap more hits. Then he kept hitting us with some bloody strong lightning. This is actually doing more than his special attack. We landed another special attack and he was down to nearly 1,000 health. We might have this one in the ball bag. He froze us, hit us with missiles. We were close to death, but I healed Timmy and we landed the kill shot. Down with this metal dragon. I congratulated Timmy and he walked like a robot mummy. We had a conversation with Analogmon. He tried to blow up the island and escape to another world. He said we were done for. But then a Digimon said something and got Analogmon stuck. It was our friends from File City. Airdramon came to help us out of Mount Infinity. Analogmon was gone. There was peace at last on File Island. We returned. Loads of Digimon were there to celebrate. The credits ran. That was amazing. I spent the rest of the years finishing off things, but unfortunately the footage didn't save properly, so I can't put it up here. If you stuck around for the whole series, I really hope you enjoyed it. If not, then go back and check it out. If this video gets enough likes, I may do a Digimon World 1 challenge again. But next time, do one massive video. Smash the like button, subscribe to Snappy videos, and have yourself a fantastical digital day.